Hello students, welcome back to my channel Essential English with Ridvan. I'm so excited to teach you the question form of present simple tense in today's video. So keep watching. Before we start, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed and get your free exercises lessons from the description underneath. Now let's get started. Let's go to questions. Do, does, plus subject plus infinitive. Instead of saying I do in the affirmative, in the positive sentence, in questions, we have to say do I work, do you work. You can repeat it after me. Do I work, do you work, do we work. You see, it's not difficult. So, of course, you're not just going to say, do I work, do you work? You can also add something. You can also say something more than that. For example, do you work on Saturdays? Does he work? Does it work? You can see, with do, we use I, we, you, they. Do they like music? But here, he, that's why we used does. With does, he, she, it. Does he like music? And it was the end of the part 1. Let's move on to the part 2. Now, another important point is here when we use question words what, why, VH questions, how often, when, what, we have to put question VH questions at the beginning. If you have one of these VH questions, you all have to do, it's really easy. The only thing you have to do is to put that question word right before the structure. Does, do. What does Mick always work on Saturdays, on Sundays? What do you usually do at weekends? And you see here questions with always and usually. Always and usually, we always have to put before the main verb, work and do. And without VH questions, the structure will be like that. Does Mick always work on Saturdays? And if we have VH questions, we have to put VH questions what, or maybe how often, when, before the helping verb do, does. Let's look at some examples. What do you do? It's equal what's your job? You see, what do you do? Not do you do what? What do you do? I work in a bank. What do you do? Why do you work? You see here, VH questions, the helping verb do, subject, and the main verb. How much do you work? How much, VH questions, do the helping verb, subject, verb. How often do you work? When does she work? Why we used here does, because he, she, it. With he, she, it, we always have to use does. He, she, it, always have to use does. Let's move to the part 3, yes, no answers. You see here, yes, I, you, they do, he, she, it does. No, I, you, they don't, he, she, it doesn't. We have to use that structure. And let's look at some new examples. Now, let's look at how to give short answers in English. See, in real conversation, when someone asks you a question, we don't usually repeat the whole question in our answers. We just give what's called like a short answers. Let me give you an example. If someone says, "Do your parents speak English?" You can just say in short either yes, they do, or no, they don't. Like that. No, they don't. So we don't have to say yes, my parents speak English very well, or no, my parents don't speak English. You don't have to repeat the whole question. And how do you know how to shorten it? It's really easy. So if questions start with do, like this, then your answer will include some form of do or does, or do or don't. For example, yes, they do, no, they don't. It depends on if it's a positive sentence or a negative sentence. If a positive sentence, yes, they do. If a negative sentence, no, they don't. Let's move on to the next question. Does James work hard? Yes, he does. And you see here, I could say no, he doesn't, because does, we see here does, it's the helping verb. So in our shortened answer we say yes, comma, he, James, he does, or maybe no, he doesn't. It's not difficult. So let's move on to the next question. Does your sister live in London? No, she doesn't. You can also say no, she does not, but in spoken English we usually contract it, we usually shorten it, and we say yes, she does, no, she doesn't. And the important thing to remember is that in the affirmative or positive answer, we cannot shorten it. We cannot say yes, she does. In negative sentence, we can say no, she doesn't, does not. But in positive, in affirmative sentence, we cannot say yes, he does. We should say always like that. Yes, he does. Yes, they do. Okay? Here we can shorten it. So the last one, do you play the guitar? They're asking you, and you cannot say no, me. You can say instead of you can say, you should say I. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Again, you do see the same principle applied all the way. Based on that, you can see that you could answer any question that someone was asking you in present simple by just listening carefully to a question. But you do have to pay attention also to the subject here. You see, do with do. And in answer, we always should use do. No, but subject here you. And here we should use I. No, I, our helping verb do, and negative form not. No, I don't. If you won't say yes, I do, you say yes, I do. Okay, do you play the guitar? No, I don't. Yes, I do. Remember, in the positive form, you cannot shorten it. No, I don't. No, I don't. In the negative form, you have to use contractions, because that's how we normally speak. And these short answers are used a lot in normal conversation, so it will be a good idea for you to learn them, and it's really pretty fast, and I think you might have already learned them. Alright, let's move on. Good job, guys. I know you're a serious student. I know you're going to make good progress, and I'm really happy to see how hard you guys worked on mastering it. Enjoy learning English. Please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button if you didn't do that already, so you don't miss out on future content. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.